let me proceed. The three main questions that the verification officers asked me were: number one, whether I mobilized a group of residents at Bandar sent a petition to oppose the Azan at the Bandar Kirara Mosque. Number two, whether I have made a statement that 50% of the Selangor Islamic Department, JAID, allocation is to be given to other non-Islam religious bodies, and whether I have opposed the Jawi wording road signages in Kuala Lumpur. I deny the first two accusations as I did not do any such things as accused. I also told them that the issue of opposing Jawi road signage, that is number 3, in Kuala Lumpur were done in January, February this year at the request and following the pressure of resident associations. The resident associations, particularly in Taman Seputeh, were most unhappy because many of the road signs were changed arbitrarily by BBKL a few months before and changed again soon after this time with Jawi wording. They were strongly opposed to this kind of wastage of public funds by BBKL. I was quite surprised there were no other questions posed to me besides these two main questions. The Internal Security Act is meant to detain people who threaten national security. The three issues stated above have nothing to do with national security. If the police wanted to carry out investigation on me, they can always ask me to give statements in any of the police stations, and there was absolutely no need to detain me under the ISA for 7 days. This is a phenomenal abuse of the power of police under the ISA. Besides, it is nonsensical for the police to detain me under the ISA merely based on the unsubstantiated article written by an irresponsible columnist in Pakistan, Malaysia. How can they regard this article as the gospel truth without investigating the writer in the first place? How can Utusan Malaysia publish it without verifying the facts? I wish to ask the police whether they have called Zaini Hassan and Utusan Malaysia's editors for questioning before and after my detention. I know the Imam of Bandar Kirara Mosque has publicly denied that I got involved in the Puchong residents' petition against Azan of this mosque on 13th September. I'm also quite surprised to read in the News 6 Times, dated 19th September, that is today, that the official of the Bandar Kirara Mosque was called by the Dangwangi police for statement recording only yesterday afternoon. Why did the police do it so late, 1 week after I was arrested? Why didn't they check their facts first before they arrest me and put me behind bars? I see my detention as a ploy by UPLO to try to cover up the embarrassment and the outrage of the racist statements made by Ahmad Ismail in Penang. I wonder why did they choose an innocent person like me, as I have never made any racist statements or racist speeches in the past. I lodged a police report on 17 September against Utusan Malaysia, Zaini Hassan and Dr. Kia Toyo for criminal defamation. I would therefore urge the police to investigate Utusan Malaysia's editors, those racist bloggers, and Kia Toyo under the Penal Code. As I mentioned in my previous lawyer's visit, I will sue Utusan Malaysia, Zaini Hassan and Dr. Kia Toyo. I've also instructed my lawyers to sue the Malaysian government for my unlawful arrest and detention. As I am free from ISA detention today, I also call for the release of Raja Metwa, the Hindra 5, and all other 60 organ detainees under the draconian ISA detention. I would also like to thank all politicians in the ruling parties, as well as in the Pakatan Rakyat, NGOs, churches, and all social organizations who have campaigned and prayed for my release. Thank you very much.
Okay, I just say a few words. Oh yeah. 收费。会皮啊！来，我们做完再一包在一起，来。Well, 12:56 p.m. I received my mobile phone rang and I saw the word Teresa. And I was wondering who has been using Teresa's phone. Then Teresa came over the line. Then I thought how she wangled to use her phone in detention. It was not, of course, unusual. But then she said she was being released and she was being sent to Jalan Travels police station. And of course, we are all very happy that our trial and tribulation under the ISA has ended 1 week. And in a way, there were mixed feelings for me. On the one hand, I'm very happy that Teresa's trial has ended. On the other hand, this is a further proof, together with Tan Boon Ching's C2 reporters' 18-hour detention, clear-cut testimony of the abuse of ISA. Because ISA is very, very draconian law, meant for very serious situations like subversion and organized violence, and should never be used unless there are some prima facie grounds. And when a person can be released after 18 hours or even 7 days, it shows that it was being used. There was no seriousness in it, and it was just being used as an instrument of repression and suppression. And I think this illustrates why the ISA must go. Right. Asmi Sharum's article in the Star day before, I think, that the arrest of Teresa, Tan Boon Ching and Raja Petra, the circumstances of this recent spate of arrest. Raja Petra, why should we use against Raja Petra? He has been charged for defamation, for sedition, and he should be allowed to defend himself in court. Why use the ISA against him? Shows that there is no way, no redeeming feature in this ISA. It is so easy to abuse it. There is no way to amend it. It must go. And I think it has made more Malaysians convinced that this draconian days, the days for the draconian ISA is numbered. Mansuhkan ISA, if not, we mansuhkan Barisan National Government. Yes. We are mindful still that Raja Petra is still in, the Hindra 5 are still in, the other ISA detainees are still in, and we call for all of them, Raja Petra, the Hindra 5, and all the other detainees to be immediately released without conditions, without ado. And on the Teresa's case, the ISA action against Teresa was based on a police report lodged a day before the arrest, on Thursday. Teresa was arrested on Friday, 11:18 p.m. A police report was lodged against Teresa on the Thursday by a key MCA operative in Puchong on the Asan, so-called Asan issue. Although the MCA CEC has taken a position that Teresa should not be detained under the ISA and should be charged in court if there is evidence, I think the time has come for the MCA leadership to take a stand why they allow a key MCA operative to lodge a police report to trigger the ISA detention of Teresa. And we have received report that is already after the event. At the cabinet meeting on Wednesday, despite the MCA Central Committee decision on Tuesday calling for Teresa's release under the ISA,